Instead, he counters my Dragonite perfectly, who I had set to try and sweep his team with. Just makes me eat it. Just gets a 4-0 on me. Absolutely brutal. A great Terra for dealing with Volcaronas. Now, I can't let this thing set up. I'm going to try and take this as an opportunity to set up myself, but this is where I reveal my secret Landorus tech. So this is my quarterfinals match versus the reigning champion, Tylord9666, who is currently the reigning champion. During Season 2, I actually beat him for the championship title. And this is just a grudge match we've faced tons of times before, and it's always a really good one. And yeah, it's hard for me to look at this game objectively and assess my own mistakes the way I can other players. So Tylord ends up hitting my DMs after the game and tells me that this turn 1 literally changes the tide of the entire battle. Watch what happens. What happens is my Landorus gets up Stealth Rocks and he goes for the U-turn. To most people who see a Rillaboom at 295 and Landorus who can go up to 309, that is a completely nothing play. But to Tylord, this turn 1 was everything. You see, this is a Scarfed Landorus, and that is a Scarfed Rillaboom. But to me, as the faster opponent, I just figured, hey, that's normal. We should expect that. I didn't know he was Scarfed. I couldn't figure that out, but him being slower and Scarfed, that tells him everything he needs to know. He knows I'm Scarfed, and he's able to punish me every time my Landorus comes out, and I play my Landorus super aggressively throughout this match, not expecting my opponent to know that it was Scarfed, but turn 1, he deciphers that, which was extremely impressive. So my Stealth Rocks go up, he knows I'm Scarfed, he knows it's a free turn to Quiver Dance, so I'm on the back foot and trying to respond. I go into my Spadef, hit him on top, and he actually just defogs, gets rid of his rocks. I go back into the Scarfed Lando to try and pressure with a Rock Slide at the time, and he punishes me with a Will-O-Wisp, just dominating me. I actually had Rock Slide on that Hitmontop. Don't know why I didn't click that. You know, just choking. The Rhyperior with the weakness policy catches my Earthquake. This was a huge regret of mine during the game. I was literally trying to click the cancel button and click knockoff instead. But, you know, I just Lizard Brain tried to Earthquake a Volcarona. He calls that with the weakness policy. He knows I'm Scarfed. I know he's Terra Grass because this happened earlier in the season. So he goes for a free Rock Polish here. And now he's got tons of damage, tons of speed, and he's able to just rock my entire team. I am able to Toxic him, and that's something, but he Rock Blasts. Very well done. I think I go Landorus here. No, I go Metagross. Why did I not go Landorus the first time and drop the Intimidate? I guess that's just a mistake, you know? I don't know what I thought Metagross was going to do here, but I immediately changed out. That's a mistake right there. And when you play against Tylord, you don't have time for mistakes. He knows that I'm Scarfed, so he goes into Ampharos, who takes nothing from knockoff. As I have to play around, he goes for a boost here. I decide I just need to start doing damage before this gets out of control. Earthquake does nothing due to the Cotton Guard, and Hidden Power crushes my Dragonite. Dragonite is who I was playing for. I was playing to sweep with Dragonite this whole time. So there's a little insight there. Losing the Dragonite is huge for me in this game. I don't know why I go Moltres, I Terrifier. Okay, I'm going to set up the Tailwind. And who am I setting that Tailwind up for? I don't know. Fiery Wraith gets a flinch, and I guess I'm able to chip down the Ampharos effectively with that. He goes to the Discharge, that doesn't KO. I get my Berserk boost, Tailwind is up. So I'm kind of fast, I'm kind of strong, but my Tailwind ends. And this is when I realize that it's a Scarf Rillaboom. No, this is when the Iron Moth comes out and he still outspeeds. He still outspeeds, and it's a KO on me. Absolutely, brutally painful. Volcarona comes out. I should have Rock Slid there, but I didn't expect the Volk. He knows I have to switch, so he Will-O-Wisps again. Just neutering my Metagross. Metagross, does it get KO'd? No, he gets the special attack boost from Fiery Dance. It's some good luck, but like not game-changing. I've lost long ago at this point. Does he get another Fiery Dance boost? He does. Gets 2 boosts in a row, as Landorus needs to come out and try and win with Rock Slide, which just isn't going to happen because he's got 2 rock resists already. Doesn't even let me KO the Volcarona. just makes me eat it. Just gets a 4-0 on me. Absolutely brutal. I was getting punished super hard for my Scarf Landorus, so I end up making it Rocky Helmet. And there's another interesting mix-up I put on the Landorus, but you'll see later in the game. I'm not going to tell you that right now. However, I do end up switching the Breloom in. I believe that was to replace... Who's that replacing? That replaces Metagross, because Metagross just felt very useless on that game. And then, yeah, that's the only changes I made, is I tweaked the Landorus and made the Metagross Breloom. In hindsight, Breloom should have been Screen's Slowking to try and ensure victory for Dragonite. I think that would have been the ticket to winning. But, you know, hindsight's 2020. Yeah, Tyler Dingledine says in the chat, my actions make a lot more sense when you know I know about Scarf. Totally. But I didn't know about that back then. You were just punishing me like crazy. Your team was very well built to beat mine. All right, so turn one, what do we get? We get the Marshadow lead versus, once again, I lead my Landorus. Just one of the most effective leads ever. How can you resist leading Landorus? I dropped 2 Intimidates on the Marshadow as Marshadow hits Will-O-Wisp. Frankly, I've never seen Will-O-Wisp Marshadow before, but that's very cool. I never saw that coming in a million years. I get the Toxic down the Ampharos. That's huge for me, as this thing has the potential to set up and sweep. He gets a Cotton Guard, and I switch into Landorus, looking very much like last game where he can Hidden Power Ice snipe me. But this is where I reveal my secret Landorus tech. I ran Earth Power, which is special instead of physical, bypassing the Cotton Guard boost and punishing him for clicking that heal bell as I KO the Ampharos and take the lead early on, 6-5. Marshadow clicks Poltergeist, doing 50%, taking some Rocky Helmet chip. I U-turn into my Dragonite, and I'm ready to sweep here. I'm thinking, hey, let's dual Wing Beat, but he goes for a Sub-Zero Slammer. He Z-move, Z-power, Ice Punches me. And let me tell you, this Dragonite was EV'd to survive an Ice Punch, but never in a million years did I expect Z Ice Punch. In fact, I was actually expecting Bulk Up, Substitute, Covert Cloak, because I thought my Knuckle Stack was such a perfect counter to Marshadow that I thought that's what his response would be. I thought he would see that obvious counter to him and counter build it. Instead, he counters my Dragonite perfectly, who I had set to try and sweep his team with. So, Hitmontop intimidates, forces the switch. Regigigas comes out, and I think, you know, I can't let this thing set up. I'm going to try and take this as an opportunity to set up myself. Go for a Hurricane. He gets confused, hurts himself in confusion, getting very lucky there, I'll admit. That's very lucky. I decided to go for a Confusion and Flinch play. See if I can get confuses and flinches and just prevent Regigigas from ever moving. But instead, he breaks through, Confusion solves itself, turn one, and I don't get the flinch. You know, I'm playing for RNG, I understand I'm a scumbag, and it doesn't work. He gets a Thunder Wave off, which connects, but you know, it's a high accuracy move, can't complain. And that neuters me, because Moltres is one of my best sweeping options. Anyway, I end up not liking my paralyzed Moltres, and decide to go to the Landorus. What did I do with the Landorus here? Just Earth Power. Just Earth Power KOs the Regigigas, so I was going for the raw KO. Let him Ice Punch me here again. Take some more Rocky Helmet chip. I guess I got knocked off at some point. Moltres is able to set up here. Get the... Nice. Okay. So what I did here is I had EV'd to survive Ice Punches, and I'm able to... get my Berserk trigger, give me a special attack boost, and return with the Hurricane. I then Terra Fire, which is a great Terra for dealing with Volcaronas, if you're ever in that situation where you need to do that. And start spamming Hurricanes, because they actually totally KO Volcarona. So, the first Quiver Dance, my Hurricane misses. Would KO on that first one. And the second one I'm paralyzed for, which would have left him at 2%. Instead, he's able to Psychic and triggers my Berserk again. So I guess the first one wouldn't have KO'd. Learned that. Berserk ends up leaving him at 4% from that attack boost. And then I have no priority and no speed. So he's able to just sweep me with double Quiver Dance Volcarona by clicking Psychic, because the rest of my team is weak to Psychic. So smart on him for bringing the Psychic. That was a good tech. And that's GG. And I am out now.